Alright, so here we go. 2021 Outlaw Racing Bootlegger GP. Off to a horrible start here. At this point, just trying to play it safe. Pretty slick out here today. In the beautiful Prime View, Oregon area. First time I've raced this event, but it's a beautiful facility. Oregon Dirt Park. As you can tell, it's pretty muddy. Well, maybe not muddy, but definitely wet. Got a significant amount of rain, so definitely made for some trying conditions. I think everybody's being careful at this point. Running the 40 amateur class. Not everybody on the starting row that I was in was 40 amateur. There were two different classes. I'm not sure what the other class was. You'll notice I'm trying to stay far enough behind these guys or take different lines to minimize how much mud's being thrown on me. Only pair of goggles I had, so. And this is some crazy dirt. When it's wet and muddy like this, it really sticks to the bike and your goggles and everything. Even washing the bike after the race, it is really difficult and time consuming to get all the mud off. But what a great event. I'll definitely come back to this one. This was a lot of fun. Didn't do particularly well. With that bad of a start, that doesn't help. I don't know what I was thinking off the start. I got the bike started and tried to go and hadn't put it in gear yet, so that didn't help. And by the time I realized I was not going to get a good start, I just wanted to keep my head down so I didn't destroy my goggles right off the bat. Kind of taking a cautious approach here because this is the first time I've seen the track or trail, and really easy to override trying to go fast right off the bat. A lot of rocks. They're hard to see. Even when you don't think there are rocks, there are rocks. Kind of treacherous, really. Kind of checked up here. I should have passed those guys, but this guy had a great line. So my intent was to not let him pass me with this brilliant line choice. But he got me. Another great line here.
That was a good line.
He was definitely on it early. Get hung up a little bit behind this guy. He wasn't wanting to go as fast as I was wanting to go, at least not early. He probably passed me late in the race though. Not a lot of room to pass, so you have to be creative, and I'm not that creative. So I try revving it a little bit, but it's kind of early in the race for people to give you too much room. Again, just trying to stay out of directly behind him to minimize how much of this I'm wearing. Try a creative line here. Oh, there's a big stump. Yeah, so that didn't work. Finally able to squeeze past him there. I think he gave me the line. Let me by more than anything. So it's kind of a neat section. There's always somebody down in here. Glad to get by that unscathed relatively. Yeah, I know that it doesn't show up on the GoPro, but this is really rocky. Some sections worse than others. But man, it would just take your front wheel and make it go whatever direction it wanted it to go. You had to be pretty careful, pretty cautious. I don't know how guys can go fast through this stuff. A lot of people, I think, ended up off trail or laying their bike down through some of that stuff. The fine line between going fast on the first lap because you're not tired at all and overriding a track that you really haven't looked at yet. Bad. My goggles at this point were getting the brunt of it. You can definitely see some blue skies out there. I am glad I made the decision to put a new rear tire on for this race. I wish I would have put a new front tire on also. Didn't have something to think about. This was one of my favorite sections. There was less rocks in this section, and the dirt was really good. You'll notice on this first lap it's pretty muddy, but by the time 100 bikes go through here, on the second lap, this is just churned up nice. Most of the course was like that by the second lap. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, it meant it also churned up a lot more rocks too. Thought I had a good line here. Almost did. Just not quite able to. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a coursework or what. So much for my pass there. And he wasn't giving it up easy, so. Once he realized I was there, he let me by, which was awesome. Unfortunately, I can tell I'm quite a ways behind at this point from the rest of the people that started in my row. But it's kind of nice to have some clear track here. just about tucked the front end there, but the first lap I had a lot of little close calls. A lot of that's just...
The drift is pretty good shape.
Knowing what's around the next corner, I guess. A lot of fast guys out here today. A lot of guys willing to go a lot faster than I was. This was a long day. I ended up having to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drive 4 hours to get there, watch it rain the whole time, contemplate turning around when I showed up to the facility, and the parking lot was so muddy you couldn't hardly get out of your rig.
Still hurt, but...
Yeah, that one scared me. I thought it was going to go down pretty hard. But yeah, getting out and getting changed in the rain. It was still raining when I got here. The mud would just stick to your boots, and you just end up with these huge clods of mud on your feet. The first lap I couldn't. The first couple corners anyhow, you couldn't even feel the pegs underneath your boots because there was so much mud on them. I think if I would have been closer, maybe I would have. But I'm glad I didn't because the course was excellent. It was perfect, especially after the first lap. I mean, by the fourth lap, it was pretty chewed up, and I was so tired that everything was painful. But the first lap was interesting. It's always good when you see other people out on the trail and give you a little bit of extra motivation to get in front of them, right? The frustrating part is when you know you're carrying a little more speed than the guys in front of you, but you just can't make a safe pass. This guy was nice enough to let me squeeze by him. A little bit of carnage up here. Not sure where that guy came from. Trying really hard to be patient, but at the same time, if you let guys get too far out in front of you, it's almost impossible to catch them. This guy was riding good, not making it before me to blind. A little mistake there from me, but that's the way it goes. This little section had a lot of hidden rocks. Right there, you just couldn't see it. It's starting to get a little bunched up in here. And honestly, at this point, I'm starting to get a little impatient, I think. But there's just not much room to pass. And the last thing I want to do is knock over some somebody's kid right in the spectator area, but I was able to get around him cleanly. And I'm hoping right here I can squeeze up this hill and get by this guy, but instead I make a pretty big mistake that just about cost me. Able to keep it on 2 wheels, so luckily. Keep digging, trying to catch these two. Yamaha guy in the blue makes it around the Honda. Honda's struggling a little bit, but doing okay. He's paddling through some sections, but I get a little impatient here and try to force it. And unfortunately that happens. My leg's stuck under the bike, so I've got to lift the bike off me. Shut her down.
Ah, come on, we're locked. Dang it, Bobby. There it is.
Help him get the bike off me. Try to get mine up. Now I'm frustrated. Definitely not his fault. That was more on me than anything. I should have just been more patient. The fact that he gets off and is still in front of me. Bummer.
Fuck.
And now I'm tired. That took a lot out of me. So I contemplate just staying in this position, but this guy's still struggling a little with the conditions, so I need to get by him, try to catch up to the people that passed me. That whole deal. This little guy on the KX80, and I just make a really creative line here. Couple little adjustments to the camera and try to get moving again. These guys did a great job on the course. They, due to all the rain, they modified it in the morning to keep us off of the motocross track, just for safety reasons, I think. But I was a little bummed by that because I wanted a chance to get out on the track, but ultimately it ended up being great. Especially for having to make the last minute decision on track changes. So yeah, I put on a Shinko 525 cheater on the rear, and it hooked up really well. I'm glad I did. I didn't have any problems with the rear of the bike. The front of the bike was definitely a different story. It was kind of all over the place. Got a good tire on there. It's just it's time to change it. It's old. Knobbies are all rounded over. And this was my least favorite section, probably. This is like an old creek bed or something, and it just, I don't know, you couldn't see the rocks that were there, but they were there, and it was sketchy just getting through here without falling down.
Okay, let your legs do the work.
By the last lap, I was darn near just yabbing my feet everywhere through there. It was tiring and sketchy. Definitely glad to be back underway racing for 2021. Try to do as many events as I can this year. A lot of the Mag 7 stuff are back-to-back events, and unfortunately I'm not set up well for that. So I'm more apt to do one of the 2 days than both days. And let's face it, I don't have the endurance for that. That would kill me trying to do 2 races back to back. kudos to those people that can do it. I know a lot of guys stayed here. There was a race the following day after this one, a sprint enduro type race, and I know a lot of people stayed for that. But not me. Matter of fact, today I've barely got over there. But I am 47 years old, so. The bike was starting to feel pretty heavy. That mud would build up underneath it, and it just didn't ever clear. I did go up a clicker on the front of the suspension for compression anyhow, just because I knew it was going to be heavy. I don't know if it helped or not, but. Yeah, there was more than once throughout this race that I had to remind myself I still had to drive home 4 hours, so don't push it too hard, right?
Oh, that was a good line. Stand up, rest the arms, thumb.
Yeah, I tend to talk to myself a lot when I'm riding, racing, whatever. Reminding myself to take the pressure off my hands as much as I can, because I have issues with my hands if I don't. Even if I do stand up more, I still have issues with my hands. Going out there and racing. A lot of times by the end of the race, it feels like I have box airways on my hands. I can't feel a brake lever or clutch lever. This guy, he threw more rocks at me. I ran into him a couple different times. He was faster than I was, but he'd make mistakes and I ended up catching him. If I got close to him, he'd throw rocks at me.
Thank you.
And this is all still on the first lap. Every lap, the more bikes that rode over this stuff, it would just churn up more rocks. And it was just more and more treacherous every lap. This little downhill was steeper than it looked. Not bad, but it was rocky and a little bit treacherous. I had to tiptoe through this section most of the time.
Like you can't even see the rocks, but they're there.
There go whatever was left of my plane goggles.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of guys were really good about giving you room. But I feel like there are a lot that wanted to. I know it's first lap, but usually if I hear somebody behind me, especially later in the race, I try to give them all the room they need, because, I mean, I don't want to hold them up and I don't want to try to go faster, because that's what's going to cause more mistakes, possibly going down and getting hurt. So I'm just out here trying to have fun.
Whoa. I think I did that last time here too, I think. I don't know if I saw the first lap or not.
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure how the lap thing worked here. This is Max 7 stuff that kind of use a transponder. It's on your helmet, and every time you went underneath it, you completed the lap. But these guys really worked it from the puck. It's on your phone number. They read with their phones. It's kind of cool. It's called live laps. And it lets you, pretty much by the time you're done with your race, you can get back and go to the lap. I think that's an it works pretty well. It's just a little different than what I used to. I thought we were both going to collect each other right there. I'm glad that we did. I know this is kind of a longer video than I usually make, but the only way I can make shorter videos of my races, usually post one lap at a time, would be to go faster, and that's probably not going to happen, so you don't have to watch it. That's fine. Guy here riding pretty good, but I had a little more speed than him. I just wanted to get by him, just to get out of the roost more than anything. Just gonna rev it a little, just to let him know that I'm there. And he tries to give me some room, I think, and I just wasn't close enough to make it happen.
My bad.
He tries to give me some room, and I hesitated to pull the gun. Luckily, I was able to clear him without knocking anybody down, so I don't think I knocked anybody down.
Oh, this bike is so heavy right now.
Really feeling pretty good after the first lap. I didn't feel like I spent too much energy on the first lap. My hands weren't killing me yet. I was much too far behind to catch anybody in my class, but I'm feeling pretty good overall after the first lap. And yeah, that's about all I got. I'm out.